Hey everybody, Omega's here, and it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been such a long time since I've recorded anything at all. This feels a little bit strange to me, but I am currently on my Christmas break between classes, between two semesters, and I really felt like just like recording pretty much anything, just like the old days. I kind of missed it, and I had a calling. I felt the urge inside to record something again for the first time in a while, and I had always kind of meant to get back to it, like I mentioned way back. I don't even remember how long it's been anymore. That there was a certain LP that I announced that I really wanted to do, and I thought it better, instead of simply making another update video, to sort of give excuses about what's been going on and what I've been doing. I thought it'd be better this time instead if I just kind of shut up and got on with it. And that's basically what this video is. I'm just kind of gonna jump right into things. But first, I sort of wanted to talk a little bit about the game. We are going to be playing, as you can tell by the video title, The World Ends With You for the Nintendo DS, which happens to coincidentally be my favorite video game of all time. And I think that for a variety of reasons that we'll get into later, but I want to take a moment just to sort of say how very special this game is to me. It's somewhat hard to put into words exactly what this game means to me and how special this game is to me, but it really resonates in me. A lot of the themes that the game talks about, and some of it was actually just sort of dumb luck. It was actually just the time that I was going through in my life when I first played this game. I was a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate, and I was going through a portion of my life that was very not good, and I was a little bit afraid that I was getting out of gaming, because pretty much any time a new release came out, I would look at it and I would be like, this game looks like this game. This game looks like it plays exactly like this game. There's no originality in the industry anymore. It's all been done before. There's nothing else for me to see here. And I pretty much just played like old favorites, and I could not really even get into anything new. And I'm really glad that I got through that. But while I was in that phase, I had a few friends tell me about this one game they played called The World Ends With You. And The World Ends With You comes out of Square Enix and Jupiter, Square Enix being obviously the big company, and being developed by the same team as the original Kingdom Hearts. And boy, does it look like it at times. I don't think you're going to have much of a problem believing that. And then also co-developed by Jupiter, who is known for doing Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the original GBA version, which is also a game that I enjoy. And basically, what happened was they... at the time that they were beginning development, they had just finished Chain of Memories. They were working on, I believe, finishing Kingdom Hearts 2 at the time. When Nintendo announced the DS, and they apparently some of the higher end developer peoples were attended some sort of conference where they demoed some of the stuff that the DS could do, and they really liked it, and they set out to make. They wanted to make a game that could only be played on the DS, that utilized pretty much everything that the DS could do that no other system could do, and that was pretty much their goal. They wanted to make a game that you could only play on the DS, and certain debatably quality remakes aside, they very much succeeded in doing that, and I will probably address the issue of solo remakes later on, but for the most part, I'm not really going to talk about it right now. And they really did that. They made a very original game, is probably the best way to describe it. In fact, I would say this is the most original thing to come out of Square Enix since the original Kingdom Hearts, where they essentially took a concept that I feel not many people would say could possibly be good, and did something really good with it, and did something really cool. The game just oozes originality in some of its concepts, and in other ways not so much. But we'll get into that some as the game starts. The game came out back in 2008. It had some cameos in the recent Kingdom Hearts 3DS. And they've been doing a lot of activity for it recently. But when the game first came out, it had a few naysayers, but largely the reaction was very positive, and it has a huge. It's very much a bit of a cult fan base, and I guess I would probably qualify as one of the leaders of that cult because I adore this game to death. But it's very much a happy cult fan base, and I hope that by the end of this, you too will come to enjoy our happy little cult. But anyways, to get into a little bit of how this LP is going to work before I start, as I've been rambling on for longer than I intended to. I've been messing with technical issues for this LP for quite some time, and I never really did 100% get it right like the way that I wanted to. So it's not going to be perfect, and it might be a little bumpy. But I don't really see anything wrong with that necessarily. But basically, how this is going to work is because I like this game so much, I'm going to be a little bit less, perhaps on my usual entertaining side, and a little bit more sort of informational / informative. My goal for this is to sort of mimic a good first playthrough, and to give you sort of that first playthrough experience. And I want to hit most of the major points. There's a lot of content packed into this game, and my aim is to show it all off, but I want to show it all off naturally and in a way that I feel a person who is first playing the game should. And then, of course, I'm going to go over things. I'm probably going to do a bunch of supplemental videos because I know a lot of stuff about this game, and I'm probably going to do those alongside in separate videos. But as far as the game is going the LP is actually going to work, I played around a lot with how to record this, and I had a lot of problems with video sizes, in the sense that when I record the DS or the DS emulator, with the two screens on top, it's very small, and it's not impossible to read, but it was a little bit distractingly small. So for the large part, we're going to do where the screens are to the left and the right, because it makes things a lot easier to read and a lot easier to notice. But the thing about this game is, because this game is only meant to only be playable on the DS, and no other system is supposed to be able to do what this game does, the game commonly makes use of the one big picture cut in half, where half the picture's on the top screen and half the picture's on the bottom screen. And a lot of the major cutscenes do this, and it really just doesn't look right in left-right screens. So we're actually going to be going back and forth between top-bottom screens when I feel special cutscenes call for it, and then left-right screens for normal gameplay. So I'm going to kind of be switching it up a little bit. And I mention this because it's probably going to be a little bumpy when I switch, just because the video will probably have to cut away. I'm going to have to stop and then change everything around and then start back. So it's going to be a little bit bumpy. There are going to be some emulation glitches as well, visually. Just other than that, I'm pretty much said everything that I'm ready to say. I didn't mean to ramble on this long. I'm sorry. I might actually cut some of this, but I'm going to. And we're going to be starting on top-down screen because there's a lot of important cutscenes at the beginning of the game. And if that makes it a little bit hard to read, for the most part, I'm not going to be reading text in voices like I usually do, but I will do a little bit. And if I feel it might be a little bit hard to see something, then I'll probably just read it to you. So that there will be that. Okay, and you guys now have video. So as I said, Square Enix Jupiter, the developers of this, made by the Kingdom Hearts team. Licensed by Nintendo and Cryware, and because this is a new game, it has to do this first, because we're starting a new data. This game only has one save file, like so many annoying games. Let me turn that sound down. I'm sure that hit my microphone quite loud. So we want to begin a new game.
Out of my face! You're blocking my view! Shut up! Stop talking! Just go the hell away! All the world needs is me. I got my values. So you can keep yours, alright? I don't get people. Never have, never will.
That's probably not something you should be announcing to the world there, strange boy. But yeah, that is a little weird. You're not typically supposed to hear voices in your head. So here we have our main character, and he has woken up in the middle of the street, in the middle of a busy intersection. And we're going to have a first gameplay. Touch the pin at the lower right of the bottom screen to try out its scanning ability. So let's see what happens when we touch the pin.
Focus.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see, if you can't read this, it says, where's this phone booth people keep talking about? If I used to ask her out, she's 100% guaranteed to say yes, right? I gotta find that phone. If I were taller, girls would think I was so hot, but I stopped growing years ago. Maybe I'll get an afro instead. I don't think that's going to help you, bro. Hoo-wee, the big city sure can spook a feller. It's like everybody's giving me the evil eye. Do I look that out of place? Is it my clothes? It's my clothes, ain't it? Yes, Southern man, it is probably your clothes. So yeah, as you can see, these are kind of random little things. If I'm going through the text too fast, then I guess just tell me in the comments and I'll go slower. I'm going to try not to go through too fast, but this is a very dialogue-heavy game, so... And yes, it appears that we are reading people's minds with a pen. Let's see, reach 10-4, that's how you pronounce that. Reach 10-4. You have 60 minutes. Fail and face Erasure the Reapers. So that's pretty something. Huh. Apparently he cannot delete this strange message from his phone.
Huh?
That is definitely not supposed to happen. with this, we have our first, not battle, but our first sort of tutorial little section to go over moving around. Use the stylus to move around and fight. Right now you're defenseless, you're going to have to run for it. So, basic moving. You click on our strange boy and simply move him around to where you want to go. Because I'm playing on my emulator, it's a little hard not to do the next part. It's actually, I think, harder to just run around like this normally than it is to do the extra movement, which is dashing. And to dash, you kind of just flick into another direction from where you're going. And the thing about dashing is you're actually invincible during the beginning of the animation. So as you can see, if I just stand here, I've already done it a few times. If one of them will hit me. Come on, frog. You're ruining my tutorial. Okay, so see, that hurt me. But if I dash through it, see, they got me, but I was not hurt. So, and most every attack in the game you can dodge this way. I did not just do it there. There are only, I believe, only a couple of attacks in the game that you can't do this with, and you should never realistically get hit by one of them. So, but anyways, so to run away from a battle, it's as easy as pausing and clicking this little escape button. There is a negative penalty for doing this. We don't have it right now, but it's largely negligible, so you don't really have to worry about it. For the most part, if you don't want to go to a fight, then you can run away. Obviously, there are some battles you cannot run away from, but we will get to those later. So we have our hero shouting for help, and nobody seems to notice him. People are just sort of going on through their day, oblivious to one another's pain. And if you'll give me a second, I have to, if I do not do this, there's about to be this intro sequence, and if I don't do this, my ROM is going to crash. So we're going to have to do this. So intro sequence, go.
Morning rays, using cranes, turn to the right, to the west, to west, to honest. There was a dream, bells society, corn nappies, town clothes, floating home, drowned by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown. Morning rays, using cranes, turn to the right, to the west, to honest. There was a dream, bells society, corn nappies, town clothes, floating home, drowned by the power of the dream. The power is yet unknown.